Welcome everybody back to Rob's MetalWorks. We are entering the month of April 2024, and it brings me great pleasure to deliver to you this evening, yes, one of the newest bands here in the San Antonio metal scene, and a band that I'm a big fan of. It brings me great pleasure to welcome the Crazy Maniacs in Powerhouse.
Hey guys, hell yeah, it's good to be here.
Shit. Woo! Holy shit. You know what? You can't expect anything less from thrash metalers.
Oh yeah.
And you know, and that's one of the reasons I love you guys so much, is because, as I was telling you downstairs, I'm a thrash metal guy. I'm a first generation thrash metal guy, and I think that's why I've connected so much with what you guys are doing, and we're gonna get all into it tonight. So first of all, there's people all over the state and the country and the world who watch our show. So let's talk first and foremost the formation of Powerhouse, because, correct me if I'm wrong, the band has been around for several years, but really I think as of late has come into their own. So Niko, share that story.
So my name is Niko Valdez. I had started Powerhouse back in 2016, originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico, now obviously San Antonio, Texas. The band has gone through several lineup changes throughout the course of the past few years. We put out some singles, one EP called Weight of the World, but I made a large decision about a year and a half ago to move to San Antonio, to really take the band to a new height, because back home we just weren't really getting the opportunities that we felt like we deserved to get.
Sure.
And we moved here, and I lost our bass player on the way, but I ended up gaining Tony on drums and Mr. Nick Gonzalez on bass guitar. And throughout this past summer, we really just hammered out all of the songs that are on the album and crafted them into what they are now. So
okay, great synopsis there. Couple of questions. Back when you were in New Mexico, was Powerhouse a 4-piece band?
The original lineup, yes.
Yeah, it was.
Actually, the original lineup was a 5-piece. It was
wow.
2 guitar players, bass player, drummer, and a vocalist.
Yeah.
Our very first EP, Adrenaline, was a 6-track EP. We don't play any of those songs off of it anymore.
Right.
But that doesn't mean we will be making a comeback with some of those riffs in the future.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. It's cool that you have those in the bank.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's kind of cool because even though those old songs may have never, matured, those are still good riffs that you can the riffs that you continue to develop.
Right.
Yeah. Secondly, tell me about the scene in New Mexico. What were you not feeling out there, or why did you decide to move?
So there's several reasons why we decided to move. One of them being that the scene was very fractured back in Albuquerque, and there wasn't really a scene for thrash. A lot of what was popular in Albuquerque is the metalcore, deathcore, the death metal stuff, which is fine and cool, but we didn't really fit in there, and it was difficult for us to find an audience. And that, and obviously when the pandemic hit, different states handled it differently, and back in New Mexico, most of the venues closed. So a lot of the places
completely shut down. Wow.
So we had a little bit larger than a handful of playable venues back home, and then after 2020, it dwindled down to about 2 or 3. So, and a lot of the bands that were pre-pandemic didn't really go past that.
Is Albuquerque a big city? Like, how many people do you know?
It's not that big. I always kind of equate San Antonio being the 3 times the size of Albuquerque. The population is not that big. In reality, Albuquerque is kind of like what Austin would be.
Okay.
In Texas terms.
Good analogy.
So
good. Yeah. And then if you had the opportunity to move, and you could have moved to many different places to continue your efforts with Powerhouse, why did you choose San Antonio?
I chose San Antonio because there's a lot of stuff going on around the country, whether you want to take politics into account or not, but there's a lot of stuff happening around the country, and Texas seems to be it when it comes to creativeness now. There's a lot of creative people who have moved here from different states like California, New York, and Florida, whether it be podcasters or YouTube. Joe Rogan.
We love you, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan. Come on, man, JRE.
Yeah,
Man. But there's a large opportunity here that I felt that we just kind of belonged. The San Antonio, obviously because of S.A. Slayer, right?
Sure.
And
Wow.
so
We haven't said that tonight.
yeah. But there's a lot of people in San Antonio and Texas in general that are huge fans of metal.
Yeah.
And whenever you see a large touring act come to Texas, it's like their audience is just it's mind-blowing to see the people. They're so excited to listen to metal, and they're so excited to go, whether it's the national acts or the local acts, really in any area of Texas. It's just people really love it here, and I felt like it was the right opportunity and the right time to go. Kind of just made a quick decision, was like, I'm going to have to pack up everything and go. Financially, it may not be good for a minute, but fuck it, nobody really got anywhere not taking chances.
Sure.
So,
You got to roll the dice.
yeah.
Well, after you make your adjustments, the cost of living in San Antonio is, I think, one of the best in the country.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Yeah, the cost
pretty
of
fair.
living here is not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And then you got, all the Mexicans here.
Chicanos.
Yeah, the Chicanos are gonna love you, brother. So you get to San Antonio, and then you start to build Powerhouse.
Right.
You got this crazy maniac.
Yes, sir.
Here.
I'm Tony Thrash, Tony Puente. You can call me whatever the fuck you want, man. I also go by Marco. I don't even know. I don't give a fuck, man. You know what?
We're just here to have fun.
I am their drummer for Powerhouse. I've met this motherfucker back in early January.
Of last
After he hit me up.
How did you meet him, Tony?
So I saw through social media, and I found this guy's fucking band. I was like, wow, this is fucking amazing. I checked it out. I gave him a shout out. Then he hit me up saying, hey man,
jam?
Yeah, man.
Jam.
Yeah, want to fucking jam? Yeah, man. Fucking
Where would y'all rehearse, Tony?
At his house.
Oh, okay.
At my crib, man.
His garage.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's the jam spot.
That's where the entire album was written. Was
Wow.
in his garage. So.
Yep.
Oh,
All
yeah.
written in one
Shout
garage.
Shout out to your parents too, because
Yeah,
we
give him a
wouldn't have
shout
gotten
out.
this album if it wasn't for them allowing us to jam in their garage. So thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Thank you, Mom.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh no, Niko's coming over.
Oh no! The walls are gonna rattle.
Exactly. We can't watch the novelas.
Yeah,
That's exactly how my neighbors felt the entire year.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Oh well.
God. Tony, I didn't say this downstairs, man, but I get good vibes from you. You are like the typical drummer, bro. Long hair, bad attitude. You're it, bro.
Means
You're like
a lot,
the typical
man.
thrash drummer.
Hey, but you're a fucking cool dude, man, and we managed to make some crazy shit together. So
Yeah.
It means a lot, brother.
And it's all about the chemistry too, bro.
yeah.
It's all about the chemistry.
Yeah, man.
And this dude's in. He's
Yeah.
all in.
Yep.
I love doing what I do, man. I've always been dreaming about doing this, man. Fucking playing gigs, going out on fucking stage, playing and putting a fucking impact on our audience.
Playing a show.
Going back and forth. I'm giving all my fucking energy on stage. They're giving it back, and it's kind of like a fucking cycle.
Yeah.
So, man, I love what I do, man. I love what I do, man. In fucking Powerhouse, I couldn't make it this far without these fucking maniacs, dude.
Enough said, sir.
So let's talk about the latest introduction into Powerhouse, the man, Mr. Here, Nick.
Yep.
I read something, Niko, where you kind of put, when you were looking for a new bass player, you said, yeah, you have to have a rig, and yeah, you got to be, willing to, be part of this band, but you also have to be like all in.
Yeah.
To this, you have to have that type of mentality.
Yep.
So, what was it about Nick that kind of gave you that, like, this motherfucker's all in?
So with previous lineups, I've always had the issue of not being all in. And when I say not all in, I mean there's always some kind of distraction outside of the band that has kept us from getting what we really wanted.
How many girlfriends have done that?
Yeah. Well, that and then personal issues, personal desires that have
Nick's
absolutely
single.
nothing with the band.
No, I've got a girl.
But when
Don't let her fuck it up, Nick.
when we were looking for a bassist during the summer, we kind of had no clue this past summer in 2023. We kind of had no clue. It was just me and him jamming in the garage, and we had a couple of shows lined up in the fall. And both of us were like, well, fuck. How are we going to do this as a two-piece?
Right.
Because we don't have a bass player, just guitar, vocals, drums. It's not going to pass off very well.
And that's not something you want to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we were getting very close to a show in October at a record store called Pink Zeppelin. And Tony had another band at the time, and he was the guitar player in that band. And he was like, hey,
Really?
I know this guy. He's really good at bass. Do you mind giving him a shot if we bring him to practice? And I was like, okay, let's see. And he showed up, and I've had interesting issues in the past where it's like people will come in and they'll learn the stuff, and it'll be kind of subpar, or they'll kind of half-ass it, and then it'll fall apart in the end. So he showed up already knowing all of the material that we had. And we just rehearsed for like
Right there, that's already a fucking like an all-in mentality.
Yep, exactly.
Like, I want this gig.
Yeah.
He was the
And-
one, man.
Yeah. And
That's what he's telling you. I want this gig.
right. And we played for about 30 minutes, and I was like, this is really good. This is great. Would
For a
you
first
want to
rehearsal.
for a first rehearsal? And I asked him, do you want to play this show that we have coming up? And he was like, fuck it, I'm in. So we played this show, and we played a video game cover, Doom, the horror video game. And
Not the first.
yeah,
Doom's gay.
yeah, Doom's game.
Wow.
But we had fun during that show. We had, during the first song that we played, we debuted our song, There Is No Tomorrow. And in the very beginning of that song, my guitar string snapped. And I was like, oh, fuck, what do I do now? And both of these guys, without even skipping a beat, played. They didn't play the song. They just came up with a jam and kept playing. And we both, all three of us
'Cause
gave
you
a
guys
nod.
knew what happened.
Yeah. All three of us gave a nod to each other like, are we going to do this? Yeah, let's do it. Go ahead. Go do what you're going to do. We'll cover you. And they covered me, and I fixed my string, popped it back in, salvaged what I could, and we hopped right back into the song. And it was almost like nothing ever happened.
That's a fucking professional band.
Right.
Yeah, man.
That is a reflection. Not that you guys were there, not that you thought about it, but that is a reflection of a professional band.
Right.
The worst thing any band can do, and I've seen it, bro.
Yeah.
Where like
This is
something
when they fall
goes
apart.
wrong on stage, let's say the guitar's not loud enough, or a string, and then you see the reaction of the band members like,
Yeah.
or they're upset. That's totally unprofessional.
Hmm.
You gotta keep it going. Yeah. So good move, guys. Good move.
It's about
Yep.
passion, man. It's not just playing the fucking drums. I am the drummer, man.
Yeah.
I'm like most
Here's
drummers
my-
I've seen.
Yeah, I know.
they're all like, I'm just gonna go to a show. I'm gonna go play a gig.
Yeah.
I'm just a
Very
drummer
passive.
and stuff. But man, me on the other hand, dude, I love what I do. I love what I do in fucking drums, dude. I love to go up there and give it my all and just show, how much I love. I just love doing this shit,
Well,
dude.
you know what, Tony, you gotta be fresh, bro. Don't be all.
Yeah.
That's why we say the smoking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just oh fuck, something happened. Hey, I keep going, man. I keep it fucking going. Like, here's a little tip for most drummers, I guess. So if there's like if you have your guitar player like break a string or something like that, play something, man. Fucking play something. Keep that fucking energy going, and just have like a bass player fucking play too, just like we did at fucking Pink Zeppelin, man.
Nico, how long did it take you to change that string?
It felt like an hour. It felt like an hour, but I'm pretty sure I got it all done in like 10 minutes because I had a Floyd and I had to maneuver the string because it popped and I had to put it back in and screw it all in. But Nick, I'm actually kind of interested to see, how did you feel about that night? Because that was your first night playing with us in general. Yeah. So here, you can go ahead, man.
Well, first off, I'm going to say I was pretty terrified. Of course, I'm like, oh shit, don't fuck up. This is what you practice for. And yeah, sure enough, Marco and I just held down a beat and we just waited until Niko got back up and we're like, all right, let's redo this shit. But you know,
that happens. I want you to play anesthesia pulling teeth.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Hey, hell yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Get that down, bro. Or play Orion or something.
Yeah, I love that fucking song.
Slow, so you can that should give Niko 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's move on. One of the things that I was really excited about for tonight with Powerhouse is like, and I put this on my social media. It's like, fucking Powerhouse is a thrash metal band.
Yes, sir.
You know, guys, I've told you so many stories tonight and shared with you that, you know, I'm a first generation thrash metal fan from the 80s. And, you know, of course, the big four, bloody blah.
Yeah.
But, you know, as we are in the 2020s and as we were discussing, you know, seems like thrash metal's coming back.
Yeah, big time.
And it seems to me that you guys are like at the forefront of it.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
No, don't be honest. I mean, let me tell you how I feel. You know, Niko, I know it's you know, you don't want to be too, you know, flamboyant, but I mean, I heard this record, Darkest Before Dawn, and we're about to get into it, but I heard this record, I was like, holy shit, this is like cool. This is like a great thrash record. A lot of the metal that I get nowadays, as you know, I've been inundated, you know, it has a lot of samples in it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
There's a lot of generic thrash bands out there that are like, you know, they're good, but like, I don't know, it's not like, yeah.
It's not classic.
It's kind of like copy and paste. Like yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
It's not classic thrash.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what you guys are delivering. So that's one of the things I really enjoyed about it, and you know, all the riffs and the great solos and your fucking, you know, straight ahead vocal delivery. So before we get into the record, you know, we've been talking about thrash metal all night.
Yeah.
What were your favorite bands of the thrash metal era?
So for me, personally, it would be Metallica is my number one.
Yeah.
Overkill, Exodus,
Overkill.
Overkill. I fucking love Overkill.
Really?
Death Angel is fucking amazing. And really, I'm a Metallica guy, but I love Megadeth.
Yeah.
So here, what about you?
Dude, man, I'm just gonna improvise it in my head. Fucking Municipal Waste, Slayer, Sepultura, fucking Exodus, Testament.
Yeah.
And then you?
I'd say Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, and maybe I'd also say Municipal Waste.
Yeah.
We saw them recently. And
Yeah.
they put on a hell of a show.
JB
man.
was at that show, right?
Yeah, we were there too, man.
JB loves fucking Municipal Waste.
The trash can.
The fucking trash
Trash
can.
can.
Yeah.
There was a trash can floating in the crowd.
The fucking disco ball and Paper Tiger was like almost about to fucking fall, dude. It was hilarious.
I love all those bands. Overkill, I love Overkill. You know, Years of Decay, Taking Over, and all that stuff. Of course, Metallica. You know, Testament 2 is a significant band, but one of my favorite bands is
Exodus.
so of course
Gary Holt.
fucking
man.
Gary Holt, bro. Come on,
Holt,
Gary Holt. Where is he? Is he around here? Is he around? There he is. There he is. There's Gary Holt. Right there. Remember Rick Hunolt, the other guitar player? They were called the H Team.
Oh,
That's what they were
nice.
called, because Gary Holt and then Gary Hunolt.
And then
they were called the
before,
H Team.
Hammett.
Yeah, and then before Hammett. Yeah. So, yeah, that's great, man. And that's one of the things that I really connected with the band about was like, oh, man, these dudes are thrash dudes. How can I not fucking support them? Okay, so let's now get into the real reason that we're here this evening to talk about your record, your brand new record that just dropped in January, at the end of January. It's been a little over a month now. Darkest Before Dawn. All you people out there, go ahead and take a look at the artwork right now. Be sure to look for it after you watch this interview and download it. It is out on all music media outlets. You can get it in your hands and jam it just like I do. I fucking love this record, bro.
Just like the good old days.
Nine songs of brutal thrash. And, man, I can't say enough about it. So let's get into it. Now, before we get into the record, I want to jump back a little bit because I heard about a dual-track EP called Weight of the World.
Right.
Now, was that like the precursor to this record?
Yeah, kind of. So the 2 tracks off Weight of the World are Envy and Rage Brain, which are on the album as well. Envy, I believe, is track 4, and Rage Brain is the 9th track. When we put out Weight of the World in 2022, we recorded it back in New Mexico.
This was back at the time when you were still in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was recorded at Rio Grande Studios, mixed and mastered by Ken Riley. And when we put that out, that was a solid precursor to what we have now.
Right.
But we changed the songs up a little bit from that EP,
okay.
And we made them into how we sound now.
Yeah.
And obviously, it seems like it resonates more with people now. So,
Well, sure. You know, as you continue to develop music, it's only going to get better.
right.
Yeah, you're going to say, oh, this is what we're going to do better. So, you had those 2 kind of tracks, and then you get to San Antonio, and you say, now it's time to put the full length together.
Yeah, so it's kind of a long story, but we lost our original bass player about almost a year ago now. And when that happened, I got contacted by Ken Riley, our previous producer, and he was like, what the fuck? You guys just moved here, and I was planning on doing an album with you guys in the future. What's going on? And I kind of gave him a story about what was going on, and we're looking for a bass player, and we want to do an album, and we have the material.
Right.
And he was like, he's a very high-profile guy. Rio Grande Studios
In Albuquerque.
In Albuquerque. Rio Grande Studios.
Is he known for metal?
He's known for metal, but a lot of different genres. He pretty much does anything, like anything from cultural music to country to rap to metal. He actually did Korn's albums. He's recorded George Lynch as well.
Wow.
He's done several national acts when it comes to any genre of music, and he's hard to book. He's hard to actually book into the studio. But he believed in us, and he liked our EP, and he thought that this lineup, what we have going on right now, is the next level. So
he said, come back to New Mexico.
He said, I'll make you a deal. If you can get your shit together in this amount of time, get your bass player, get everything in order, let's do an entire full-length record this fall. And I was like, you don't have to tell me twice, sir. We will fucking get this shit done. And
so was Nick on this record, or was it the old bass player? Oh,
yeah,
okay,
no,
yeah.
Nick is on this album, and during the summer of last year, Tony and I met up pretty much every single week during the summer and in the fall to write the songs. The first song that we wrote on the album that's new was Come and Get It. We actually put that together in late May, early June, and the last song that we finished on the album was Darkest Before Dawn, the title track. And he has writing credits on that because the coolest part of that song to me is the da 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 da, and then you die. He came up with that part right before the solo, and we wrote that in the garage, and it was really fucking cool. But long story short, we got that deal to record in New Mexico. It all ended up coming together. We got him for that show, and then once the Pink Zeppelin show happened, we had a talk outside, and we were like, well, are you in the band? And he was like, yes, sir. And
all in.
And
all
after
in.
that, 30 days later, we recorded the
Here
album.
we are. And now,
Yep.
Nick's been with the band 7 months.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of scary how fast time's going by.
Yeah, it doesn't even seem
it's
like that.
scary,
It doesn't
right?
even
It's
seem like
scary. That's great, man. I'm glad that it seems like everything just kind of came together.
Yeah.
With everyone, not only with Rio Grande, but with Nick coming in and committing and going.
The songs in general.
And yeah, 9 songs.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well,
I mean,
the funny thing is that the first track, Time Is Now, that was just something that we were jamming. Like that, we weren't even going to turn that into a song. We were just like, this sounds cool. Let's just play it at practice, and maybe we'll introduce it at one of the shows. And then it turned out to be the intro track, and I think right now that's our #1 trending song.
let me ask you, because I think this is important. We talked about marketing downstairs, and now with how fast people consume music and information, did you decide to do a full-length kind of like EP or a full-length record with 9 songs, where you could have said, hey, let's do a 4-song EP, or we can do another 4-song EP in the summer? Why was that decision made to do the full length?
So all the stuff we've done before is all EPs and singles, and I felt like what we were lacking was the full length album.
A real record, yeah.
That's where the credibility comes into
I
play.
I agree.
And yes, we live in an attention economy where people are kind of like song.
I like
one.
that. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, but it's metal. Metal was always supposed to be albums. That's how it started. You have tons of vinyls everywhere. That's what people love.
Yeah.
And from beginning to end, metal is about the songs and the characteristics of the album from beginning to end. And I feel like that was the next step for us. Was we did play around with like 1 song, EP, single, all that stuff. But what we really wanted was to tell a story in an album, and we just went for it.
I love what you just said, because it's so true. So, are there actually CDs or vinyls that fans can get?
We have them on the way. Yes.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Both or
Yep.
both?
CDs, vinyls, and cassettes. We
Okay.
have on the way.
I want a vinyl.
Everybody does. You better get one.
Fucking grab one.
I better get one.
You will get one, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the MetalWorks.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank
and
you.
then when other people come over and say, "Look at this."
Yes.
Yeah. Look at these guys from San Antonio. I'm so proud of them.
Thank you.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah, I think we do live in a digital age, and it's so much easier for us to manage our music that way. But I think old schoolers like me, we love tangible things.
Right.
So yeah. Also, this record has been well received.
Yeah.
I've read some of the press, and it seems like it's all good.
It's very interesting because when we recorded it and when we got the final mixes and all that, we all knew that this was really good in how we thought. You know what I mean? Because when you're playing music, you're like, well, this sounds really cool, but you don't really know how everybody else is going to receive it until it's out.
Sure.
But we had this feeling like what we had was really, really good. And we knew that it was going to take off, but we didn't know to the extent of which it was going to take off. And when we finally put it out, we put out Rage Brain first as a single just to test the waters so that people can see the difference of how we were 2 years ago and how we are now.
Yeah.
And that was the right choice because that song really is our anthem. That's the That's the song that we end every show with. That's the song that everybody goes ham for at the end of our set. And we were very pleasantly surprised when the album came out how well people were receiving it and how quickly people were actually receiving it. Because I mean, like we were talking earlier, we didn't have a budget. We didn't have we don't have a marketing team. All we have is each other and some friends on the internet and some cool songs. And we just got lucky that it came out really well.
There's so many songs on this record that I do like. I like the title track. I like
Thank you.
fucking Envy. I love Never Forget.
Yeah.
Even though every good thrash band has to have like a kind of like a, I don't want to call it
A power
like a ballad, but it's like a ballad that progresses into something
Yep.
heavy, kind of like Fade to Black.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that record. I love that song. I know it's a personal song, Niko, and I want you to share a little bit about, that track, or holistically, lyrically, what these songs are conveying, because I know you've struggled a lot to get this band to where it is now.
Well, I'm glad that you really like that song, because Never Forget was actually the track that I was very iffy on putting out.
Oh,
And it's because it's so personal.
yeah.
All of the songs on the album are personal for a lot of reasons, but in particular, Never Forget, it went through a lot of different phases. How it ended up is not how it started. What it's about is the fact that we live in a world where the powers that be tend to control people's lives, and they do it through manipulation, and they do it through... They pull on people's emotions, thinking that we don't know things that we do. And everybody remembers what's happened the past 4 years, and the reason why I called the song Never Forget is so that we don't forget what happened the past 4 years. This isn't about politics. This is about the people behind the scenes, the nameless, faceless bureaucrats that pull the strings
For sure.
on who we are. And the song itself, I've always wanted to write a song that doesn't just showcase thrash. I wanted to be able to characterize how I like music, because I like a lot of different things, from thrash metal to Dawkins to hair metal to glam metal and
Fleetwood
all that.
Mac.
Fleetwood Mac. I love a lot of different stuff.
Sure.
And so do these guys.
Yeah. I do
And-
too.
Yeah, we all do. And
JB loves Greta Van Fleet.
I wanted to showcase something that was very reminiscent of what people loved about the 80s. And what people love about the 80s was the bigness of the music.
Sure.
And the insane solos and all the shit that's at the end, that was actually all improv in the studio.
Yeah.
So that I'm glad you like it. That's one of our favorites to play
Yeah.
live. So
I love that song. Good song.
Yeah.
And it seems like people out in the world are loving it too. You guys are doing well on Spotify and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's
people
good, man.
People are picking it up from everywhere. Like, we're able to see behind the scenes the demographics of people
Sure.
that are listening, and it's from everywhere. It's from the U.S., it's from Texas, it's from California, it's from Florida, it's from Germany, it's from Brazil. We have fans from everywhere, and it's really cool, because that's the entire goal of the band. Like, that's what we wanted to touch everybody. We don't care where you're from. We don't care who you are. We don't care your background. All we care is the love of music, and the fact that so many people from all over the world are finding us and listening to us. We couldn't ask for anything more.
Nice. And I hope that I can, through this interview, can help contribute to that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's talk about shows. I know you guys have done shows here in SA at the Mix, and we talked about Pink Zeppelin and
Right.
even Vibes Underground. You guys have done some shows. What does the rest of this year look like for the band live?
Oh, we're booked every single month.
Nice.
We're
all the way
booked.
for the rest of the year, or what?
All of the way to the rest of the
No
year.
way.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot
Okay,
of...
I'm gonna go to a show. I'm telling you now, I'm gonna go to a show, but I want to go to a good show.
Yeah.
So you guys, when we get off camera, let me know what is the good show.
All right.
Because I want to go to that show and I'm going to videotape it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So share a little bit about some of those shows.
Yeah, so we have several shows coming up soon. Our next one is actually going to be at Fuel Bar here in San Antonio with Metal Riser opening up for Blackthorn.
See, I don't want to go to that show because I'd have to take my gun.
Ah.
I'd have to be fucking packing my fucking 9mm in the back here, but you know.
But we have a lot of exciting shows coming up this summer with
Julie has her own 9mm that she carries.
with some awesome bands from around the country and around Texas. We will be playing with some California bands, some northern Texas bands, and we're just looking to play anywhere and everywhere that wants us, really.
Nice. Nice. What about playing outside of SA in Texas? Does that interest you?
Oh yeah.
Is that feasible for you?
Oh yeah. We've played in Houston. We've just played our second time in San Marcos last night, which was awesome.
San Marcos. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about that show.
We're really trying to branch out everywhere. From Corpus Christi to McAllen, Texas.
There you go.
Anywhere. We're willing
There
to
you
go.
go.
We're willing to go anywhere where you want us. So.
There you go. Remember, guys, the Valley and even El Paso.
Oh, yeah.
The big venue in El Paso is called the Rock House.
Oh, the Rock House.
Yeah. My good friend that owns that bar. His name is Matt Martinez, and Matt started out as a musician. He was a vocalist for the Hate Campaign, and he did a stint in a Pantera cover tribute, very popular.
Oh, nice.
They were called Cowboys from El Paso.
Ah.
Yeah. But my friend is suffering from cancer.
Oh no. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and everybody's in his corner, but nonetheless, his club that he started has become the staple for metal shows in El Paso, and all the big bands play there. The Municipal Waste Tour went through there. Everybody goes through Rock House in El Paso.
Nice.
So I'd love for you guys to play over there, man. So look into it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now I got a bone to pick.
Oh yeah.
Why is there not a fucking video for Powerhouse? A real fucking video.
Finances. We are Thrash guys, man.
Joe Biden.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Joe Biden did that. Joe Biden did that.
Let's go, Brandon. No, but we definitely want a music video. It's just right now we're tied up in a lot of different stuff.
When we get off camera, I'm gonna tell you about. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Okay.
There's a video company and a good friend of mine that does amazing fucking work. His name's Kevin at Crooked Media.
Okay.
And he, like I said, he does amazing work. And of course, he can work with your budget. He can do extravagant things that, of course, are going to cost you a lot of money.
Yeah.
That I've seen him do. But I'm sure that if you tell him, hey, man, this is our budget. I think the important thing is just to have like a video out, like a real video. You can do one very inexpensively. So I'm sure if I put in a word with you with Kevin for you guys, you can make it happen.
Well, thank you. That'd be greatly appreciated.
So we'll talk about that off camera, okay?
Cool.
But that's something you want to do.
Yes.
And what I would love to see is just like a performance video.
That's exactly.
That's it. Just there.
That's exactly what we've been talking
you can set up right here in the MetalWorks room and fucking shoot it.
Oh, yeah.
It would be cool.
Yeah.
It would be cool. Let's do it. Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, no fucking A.
Come and get it.
Yeah. Okay, guys, as we get near the end of this interview, of course, I always have to ask. I know you guys are artistic and stuff. So, are you guys writing new music now or anything like that? Have you thought about that now?
We are in the.
And I know I was talking about cannibalizing your own shit, but I know how you guys are. Darkest Before Dawn might be old to you guys and new to the public, but still, I want to ask if you're writing new music.
Right now, we're trying to perfect the songs that we just put out so that we can give the best live performances possible. But behind the scenes, we are working on possibly album number 2.
Yeah.
Album fucking 2, bro.
Yeah.
Album 2?
Yeah.
Album 2.
Hopefully,
Man, stay fucking tuned.
So, very good, Tony. Where can they go to stay tuned?
Oh, yeah. What?
Where can they go to stay tuned with Powerhouse?
For the fucking second album, man.
You can check us out on Spotify, Instagram, Facebook. We have all
You're
the social
everywhere.
medias. We have everything. Instagram is Powerhouse Official Metal. Facebook is facebook.com/Powerhouse because Powerhouse was fucking taken. And we are on Spotify as Powerhouse.
Nice. Okay, gentlemen, as we end out, I want to give each of you an opportunity just to show your love or say your thank yous to people who have supported you in your musical career. So let's start with Nick here.
I'll give a shout out to my family, my girlfriend, my friends and brothers right here.
Yeah.
It's been nothing but support since day one. It's always been, loving relationship. You know, we always work off each other, and we're always supporting each other. So no matter what, we got each other's backs, and we're going to help each other grow. And, you know, sooner than later, we'll be on top, and we'll still be homies for the rest of life, man.
Yeah,
So, fuck
yeah.
man.
Okay, Tony, you go next.
I want to thank all my family, including my mom and dad, for supporting me all these years.
For putting up with all that fucking ruido.
Yeah. all of my brothers in arms, everyone who's always been, you know, who's always had my back over the past couple of years. And I also want to thank God for taking me this far in life.
Yeah. Yeah, go, Niko.
I'd like to thank, I think, the most important person to me right now. I want to thank my wife, Jelena, because she's stuck with me for 8 years, and I've had this band for 8 years. I started this band shortly after we met, and she's been to almost every rehearsal. She's been to every single show. She's seen all my struggles, and she's proud of me. And my parents are proud of me.
That's love, bro.
And I want to thank my parents as well for giving me the opportunity to be able to play my heart out in my room when I was a kid, because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be here. And I want to thank these two guys, because if it wasn't for these two guys, this album would not be this good. It's because of the three of us together we were able to make this album sound this good. It feels like we're the Avengers. Yeah. Like, it feels like we're the Avengers of our own band.
And you're Captain
it's
America.
So cool. Yeah. Yeah, I got the fucking shirt. But I want to say thank you to all our fans, near and far, everybody who stuck with us since the beginning, and all the people we've met now. And you, Rob. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. You're welcome. And Niko, let me tell you, you know, as the leader of this band, it is your responsibility to keep the cohesiveness of this band, to build the brotherhood in this band, because no matter, you know, if you're the main dude, the shredder, the songwriter, you need good dudes around you to fucking move to the top.
Right.
We have your back, dude.
Yeah.
Each other's back, man.
Yeah, but it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility. And the best bands, the bands that I've, you know, have experienced over my 30-year career are the bands who have great leaders. Let me share something with you real quick. We were jamming Machine Head a little while ago. I interviewed Rob Flynn from Machine Head. And, you know, Rob Flynn has gone through people in his band. And I said, Rob, you know, what do you want to do in the future? He goes, you know what he said to me?
What's up?
He said, I want to be a better boss.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know, he runs a, you know, who knows how much money Machine Head makes, but, you know, all the dudes that play with him, they're employees, you know, they work for him. But still, you have to, you know, especially after like Dave McClain left and after Phil Demmel left, it's like, you know, you have to maintain good relationships with your people, man. And if you don't have good people around you, then, you know, how good that just weakens you. You know, it doesn't help you. So, you know, it looks like you have a good thing going here with Powerhouse.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Right.
I thank you so much.
Thank you, Rob. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Tony, thank you so much for your crazy wildness. And I love it, man. I love it. We're not ending out tonight yet. I think Rick wants to smoke weed. I think he does, and I might partake. I don't know. Remember, everyone out there, how can you forget? The Powerhouse from San Antonio is called Powerhouse.
Darkest Before Dawn.
The new record is called Darkest Before Dawn. Be sure to go get it right now and jam it, just like we are.
Check that out right now. Add it to your fucking playlist, man.
Come and get it.
Come and fucking get it.
You saw the band right here on Rob's MetalWorks.